And this is Other Bay. Say hi, Bay.
Hello.
And we are here to talk about the last book in season 1 of House of Night Redeemed, but also
we have more important
news.
We have more important bullshit to talk about. So you know how we have been saying that House of Night, like, it's kind of weird that during the vampire craze they never got a movie or a TV show, blah, 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 like all that kind of stuff. Yeah, well,
the people that bought the rights are actually using them.
It's official, y'all.
Like, it's official. House of Night is going to be a TV show, and as it airs, we are going to be talking about each episode, the difference between the episodes, the TV show, and the books, reviewing the episodes, giving our thoughts, like, just generically, which honestly it's fitting because kind of the first book club was us reading the Vampire Diaries and comparing it to the show.
Yes.
And yeah, so I'm excited.
You know what? The weird thing is, it could be a good show because the people in charge of doing it made a really good TV show, Shadowhunters, but that was also based off of a good book series. But also, if it's still bad, even if it's bad, though, I think it'll be so bad it's good.
Well, yes, that's the thing.
It'll be like CW. It belongs on CW.
Well, the thing is, like, we've talked about this before, right? And like we also want to read the 100, and I have more books I want to read. Well, I mean,
still
like,
too bad.
I mean, for book club.
Oh yeah.
And there are a couple other, I thought of like a couple other series I want to add to the list. We need to make a list. Did we make a list?
Oh, we have a list, but we need to add to it and update it.
Yeah, we need to update it. The list is so long. Anyway, but like, as far as what at least the CW has done in terms of taking like YA books and turning them into TV shows, usually when they don't stick to this, when they take the source material and then they go, yeah, that's a nice suggestion, it turns out pretty good. Like, it goes well. So
like, I think they'll follow the main big points, but hopefully change everything underneath.
Well, I don't know though, and again, this could just be purely because the Mortal Instruments source material was a lot better. But Shadowhunters, they might have switched events, like the order of events around, but they stuck to the books about 85-90%.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But there's still room.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do with this one. Again, because I don't know how much of that was source material, how much of that was just their style. If they take source material, they stick to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And PC Cast tweeted me. So
we don't know because you were asking what network will it be on?
Yeah, I was because we were like, this is a CW show. So I was like, hey, PC Cast, what network is it going to be on? She immediately liked it and replied to me and was like, we don't know yet. And I was like, oh God, I feel bad. You actually spoke to me. And we've been talking so much shit on the internet about you.
Well, the other reason why we really wanted to know is that there are a lot of networks that film in Atlanta.
That's also true.
The CW films a lot of stuff in Canada. They also film a ton of stuff in Atlanta, specifically stuff that is most of their fantasy stuff is filmed in Atlanta.
Or even like Metro Atlanta.
Yeah.
Imagine if they went and filmed in like Gwinnett County.
I would be so pissed because that would just because like
traffic's already bad, but
when Gwinnett County gets gridlocked, the entire Metro Atlanta area gets gridlocked, and it's really annoying.
Maggie, we had the same idea.
Actually, we've got a better idea. I'm assuming you told Addie about.
Oh yeah,
our plan. Yeah. So when Kelowna becomes a character on the show, I am going to fly there, and if they're filming in Canada, we're going to. All three of us are going to fly to Canada.
We're all going to Canada.
We're all going to Canada.
And I've revised it. We will all do... Initially, like, my idea was, like, me and Bae hold signs saying, do the Kelowna dance while Addie does it. But now I think we should just get t-shirts saying do the Kelowna dance and we all just Kelowna dance.
We also have to make them do Spirit, come to me.
Come to me.
Like, that needs to be how the show goes, right? Like, when Zoe finally, like, does it for the first time, she's like, I understand now. Like, there's epic music, but it's CW music, so it's not like, you know, bump, but it's like, it's not like, you know, like the normal, like, bump, bump, like whatever the fuck sort of soundtrack is playing. No, it's like some dramatic song that's like indie, but almost current, but only current if you know indie music really well.
Yes.
Because it's CW. And then he's like, Spirit, come to me. And like, it's an epic moment.
No, it's not Spirit First, remember, though, because in the first books, she actually does call all of the elements.
Yeah.
So it'd start off with air, and there'd be like the whirlwind, her hair swirling around her in a epic moment, then fire going in a circle around her, and then water raining down while all this is happening.
It has the potential to be so cool.
Also, like, for it to be good, I think, though, they need to, like, acknowledge that it's like that these things are like have the tiniest bit of cheese, you know?
Yes. That's why CW is perfect.
Well, yeah, and Vampire Diaries was the cheesiest goddamn show.
Especially season 1. Season 1 is so cheesy. It's great. I love it. It is so cheesy. Like, it gets less cheesy, but it stays cheesy. But like, it needs it.
Yeah.
It needs it. And like, really, the indie music that the CW uses is like perfect for that.
Yeah.
Because it just sets that stupid mood of like a little too broody, and it's great. Because that's like, all you need.
And I stand the idea.
I do too.
I really stand.
Yeah.
They should just let us do it.
Yeah, we should become friends.
We should become creative. We should become. No, we need to get in contact with the guys making it and become creative consultants.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, we've been fans of the books for almost 10 years, you know, like we are dedicated fans. You can. And they vet us and they're like, oh shit, y'all. These girls
like, but we're down for the show though. We're down.
Or they're just, if it's
like, good, great. If it's bad, even better.
Or they listen it no matter what.
Or they listen to us like rip the books apart, and they're like, even better.
Yeah,
let's go.
They'll be like, oh god, well they know what's wrong and they can make it better.
Exactly, because I think we are the only people on Earth to ever do an in-depth analysis of this whole series. I think we have earned the creative director, like the creative director. Yes, we deserve like to be on the board of creative directors of this fucking show. I think.
I concur.
I want I can't. Maggie said I can't wait for the public reactions to the evil of the male characters wanting monogamy in the story.
Yeah, honestly.
You know, that's what's going to be so funny is like people being exposed to House of Night for the first time. Because like if they stick to the story, nobody's going to like it.
Yeah, they're going to have to update a lot of the like PC culture.
If they stick to the story though, they can still have the characters respond and react and whatnot in ways that are still pleasing to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like
Zoe can still be a whore, but if there's like a bit more, consequence for her, then people will be fine with that.
Oh yeah, like because we've talked about ways that we would change it, and we're still going to do that once we're done with the whole series. Like,
yeah,
how we'd rewrite it.
Yeah, and I think and that won't be fully done until the last book comes out.
Yeah, because we won't have context for the whole thing until it does.
Yes.
Ugh.
But I'm excited.
I'm very excited about this. I mean,
I think you said to me the other day, Bay, about like obviously kidding, but like imagine if they were like, okay, let's actually do this because of this stream.
Yeah, because we have been speaking it into the universe.
Like I think we summoned it. I think we're the only ones talking about this.
Yeah. Oh, I completely agree. We're the only people on the internet going, you know what? House of Night would be a really lit show if they did it right.
I think Spirit carried it across the ether.
Spirit,
and they were like,
Spirit came to us and went to them.
And it was like, hey guys, you know that stupid fucking book series you have the fucking rights to? And they were like, yeah. And it was like, and they were like, and that's what happened. That's what
should I follow PC Cast on Twitter, guys?
What?
Should I follow PC Cast on Twitter?
For sure.
All right, I'm following PC Cast on Twitter.
Oh, actually, speaking of them, I sent this gem to SDA recently, but I am going to read it, okay? Because, like, not the whole thing, just the beginning, okay? PC Cast posted this on Facebook last week. This week, the Scotties took a swim break because their doggy swim coach, Hallie, is on vacay. Her dog's doggy swim coach is on vacation, so the dogs didn't get to swim.
I want to be that way.
I want to be the level of rich that I have a doggy swim coach.
Yeah, right?
I want to be at that level.
No, I want to be at the level where I could have a doggy swim coach, but I don't because it's retarded.
But I'm smart.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. Like, where you're like, I could have a doggy swim coach. I mean, I don't, but
I could.
But I could.
I could waste that money.
I could have a doggy swim coach. It's fucking stupid. So redeemed.
Oh. Do we want the supplicant count now or later? Because I have it.
I'm ready.
Okay. There is one supplication in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The rest is either supplicant or plural, supplicants. 61. That's a lot for a book.
Because it's in Nefret's chapters.
Yes.
You know what? When Addie was like letting me listen to it, she kept having me skip Nefret's chapters, and she just summarized them for me because
she didn't have to.
Because she was like, "No, just don't. I'll tell you what happens. It's fucking dumb. Like
it is fucking dumb.
She was fucking so
honestly
angry. She was so angry about it that like as we're driving from Myrtle Beach to Columbia, she was like, "No, we're not doing this," and so she just skipped it. And I was like, "All right." But then, honestly, like when I was listening to it on my own, I noticed it, and I was like, "Wait, what the fuck? I hate this."
Yeah, Neferet's chapters actually read as really, really bad fan fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I literally Neferet's chapters were just stupid.
Fan fiction.
And they were useless to the story. We'll get into it. Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, suffice it to say that this is like one of the issues with the way that they switch perspectives. When you switch perspectives, there needs to be a reason for it.
Yes.
When they switch to Nefret's perspectives, I'm like, we're gonna find out that this like one happened like in the next chapter when we're following the next people. So like, there's no need for this.
Yeah,
because we're gonna know that this is happening. So we don't need to watch it.
Yeah.
The only reason we're watching it is to see that Nefret's evil, but we know that she's evil.
It's been proven like 50,000 times over.
We have to have extensive scenes in every fucking book that's like, Nefret's evil, we swear it. We know.
We get it.
Yeah, like, we got it. Thanks for the update.
Sorry, I'm actually just looking, because I just keep talking, I'm just looking for something.
But, so, I guess we'll go around the board. Stan or do not stan? I'm mixed because
I am too.
I don't hate the ending.
Yeah,
like I don't really.
I hate that. I honestly don't stand just purely for the end, really.
And then
afterwards.
Yeah. 30 more minutes.
Yes,
and 30
that is a
minutes.
Yeah, it's such a long epilogue.
Yes, but I think Kelowna is the reason that I have mixed feelings. Like, honestly, it's just Kelowna. And then Zoe's final moments in the book.
Zoe's final moments in the book are okay, and then Kelowna is the reason why I have mixed feelings. But also, there are a lot of things that I don't stand about the way that the Kelowna story arc ends, and it has nothing to do with Kelowna.
Yeah, no, Kelowna's great.
Kelowna's great. Nyx is we'll get into it.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
Are you talking about the thing that we kind of mentioned in the last book?
Yeah, but I have a bigger rant about it because of the way that it fucking ends, and like. Anyway, okay.
There was no prologue, thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
Because if it was, it would just be Zoe getting arrested again.
Yeah, and also there's like a story beat that happens in the epic real quick, just to go into like why that also bothered. Like the end, really, there's like a big story beat in the epilogue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like, why wasn't this just in the last?
Yeah,
chapter?
it essentially sets up for the other one series.
Yeah, it should have been the final chapter, or it could have even just still been an epilogue because it feels like there was a bit of a time jump still. So
yeah, there was definitely a time jump for once in our fucking lives.
But still, you don't put the end before the end.
Yeah, I agree.
And the epilogue is the end.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, go.
So,
yeah, you just said there's no prologue.
So chapter 1.
So we don't have to suffer through that. So chapter 1.
It's awful.
Yeah, no, I didn't like this chapter. It's just literally Zoe feeling sorry for herself and wanting to kill herself. So she's like, vampires, stay away. Like, that's it. There you go.
Yeah, it was like so annoying.
Self-pity. She's like, I didn't appreciate Stark. I don't appreciate my friends. I'm like, yeah, we know. Thanks.
Also,
you're a dum-dum.
Maybe it's because the way that Grandma Redbird is read in the audiobooks.
Oh, God. She irritates me in the audiobooks.
Oh, Zoe Bird.
Yeah. Bird. Like, she's 50. She's not 80 million years old.
No,
she'd still have a normal voice.
Yeah, you are the sun, the moon, and the stars. Like, I fucking can't handle it. And so I have wanted Grandma Redbird dead since like book 5. And I'm so mad that she's not dead.
Yeah, there you go. Here's our first spoiler. Grandma Redbird survives everything somehow.
And honestly, like, can we just acknowledge that she fucking shouldn't?
Yeah, she probably actually would have died when Nefer kidnapped her, but you know.
Like, she's a human. She should be fucking dead.
Oh, I guess because I honestly, and we already know that the series is quote unquote matriarchal, or what they think matriarchal is.
Yes.
Yeah. This book really freaking cements that, but honestly, I think that's why she survives, because female and wise woman, and like I'm sure we'll get into it when we get to that part, but I almost offed myself when they got to all the humans going to the House of Night and then all of the religious leaders. I almost offed myself at that bit.
That was,
it was pointless and stupid, but here we are.
We will get to it. Yeah, so it's just her in prison being like, I'm going to kill myself, and then...
Yeah, huge pity party where she literally says, I've been a self-absorbed bitch, and I was like the biggest slow clap in the century right there. I was like, yeah, you have, bitch. Yeah, you have.
Yeah, so that's pretty much chapter 1.
Yeah, and then Grandma shows up along with everyone else, and everyone else gets, in chapter 2, gets like kicked out. They're like, yo, you can't have this many people in here. But somehow, Grandma manages to smuggle some shit into jail.
Well, she manages to light shit on fire and not have the fire alarms go off or get kicked out.
This is exactly what we were saying. Like, it was so dumb because, like, that's not how jail works, first of all. Like, you can't just, like...
I don't care how special you are.
When people are in jail, or like in a holding cell, I'm pretty sure like as like people who are visiting, you don't have access as the public to the holding cells.
No,
first of
you
all,
don't.
I think the ones that are inside the actual police station,
You
which
don't.
is where Zoe is, I don't know. I do know that in TV shows people visit them in there. So,
I know where
even
I
if
used
that
to live,
isn't,
don't know that.
yeah. So even if that isn't allowed, I will forgive it in the book because
they use
it
it in pop
happens
culture
in
a lot.
yeah.
But you wouldn't be able to
not in
smudge
jail, but in the county, like but in the police.
Like
cell.
yeah, I'll forgive that because I don't while I don't think that's real, it does happen in pop culture every time. So like for plot purposes, so like we'll give it that. But the other thing is like
but they're not allowed in the cell.
Yeah, that.
They're
not allowed in the cell. And also you're not allowed to bring a lighter under any fucking circumstances into a jail. They wouldn't let you set sage on fire.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, just because you're a grandmother doesn't mean that you can just hand somebody fucking lavender. I'm sorry, I still can't get over like
lavender
cookies and cookies.
Yeah, she's like, oh,
dumb.
would you like some lavender cookies and I get to do whatever the fuck I want? Like, that's not how shit works.
That's not how it works. Because honestly, the cop should have looked at her and went, "Fucking lavender, bitch! What the hell? Like, why?
Get the fuck out of my jail!
Like, get the fuck out! Quit trying to set shit on fire. Like, I understand that she's gonna die if we don't let the blue vampires like sit outside the. Like, I get it. She will die. But you
so that
get the
makes sense.
fuck out of here. You trying to set shit on fire. You bring in a lavender. Like, what the fuck is that? Lavender cookies. Disgrace to cookies. Disgrace to Santa Claus, motherfucker. Get out. Like, what the hell?
And it gets just even more unrealistic because they let Stark in there and they let Stark like cuddle her in the little jail cell bed. And I'm like, this is so stupid. They would not let him in this
She
cell.
has one friend that's a cop.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
who's not even there.
Okay, and there is one of the most disgusting sentences I have ever read to me in this chapter. And it was, like, the context for it was Grandma was like, we're going to do a cleansing thing, and with each deep breath, you will release the toxic energy that clouds your mind and darkens your spirit. Envision it, Zoe Bird. What color is it? Zoe's response, a sick green, I said, thinking of the disgusting stuff that had come out of my nose last time I'd had a sinus infection.
Yep.
No, when we heard that, because we were in the car together when we heard it, we were both like, ah! Why?
That was disgusting.
Zoe, we were literally like,
anything Zoe, about her health issues is gross.
And we were like, Zoe is a disgusting human being. How come a love pentagram wants to fuck her?
Yeah.
Is that how you attract men? Talk about your IBS and the things that come out of your nose during sinus infection.
Oh, how do you think I got sexy? Then I met him. I was just like, I feel a raging case of diarrhea coming on. And he was hooked.
And
that's
also,
how I got my boyfriend too.
And also, just so you know,
I'm so glad he's not listening to me right now. He's over there, but he's not listening.
When I cry, I snot just faucets.
It's a freaking waterfall of mucus.
Waterfall of mucus out of every orifice of my body.
Good.
That's
what
them.
We want. Ew.
That is how you attract the men, ladies. Just so you know.
I feel so sick right now. Can we move on?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, so Zoe realizes that she really loves Stark, and I said, yeah, you really do love him, you whore. And then Detective Marks comes. It was a Detective Marks that comes in.
I'm sorry.
Get a tissue. Yeah. No, have your weird bull boyfriend, ex-boyfriend thing. Keep him in his pocket so that way you always know it's him.
But they have to be mildly used.
Yes, always. They have to be caught through the
That
air.
was so gross. She's such a gross human being.
She's so gross.
I mean, okay, real quick, just to sidestep off of that, the one thing that I will give them is that, like, at least Orax is annoyed with Zoe because he's like, you don't like me.
Yeah, he's like, you like Heath, you don't like me, go away.
He's like,
Aurochs is better than Heath, but Aurochs
yes,
is
I like
still
Aurochs
annoying.
much better than Heath.
Well, I still don't like him though.
Yeah, I don't like him, but like, it's kind of funny because like they combined him with Heath. The times that I don't like him are when he's acting like Heath.
Yeah.
Yes, Maggie. Yes, that's where we draw the line.
Look, at the other two are gross, right? But at least, you know, like when Stevie Ray was making out with a bird, everyone was like, when everyone found out, they were like, WTF. And when at the thought of Neferet fucking a bull, everyone was like, you know. But they all just talk about Zoe's IBS and snot like they would talk about, oh, Zoe's snotting again. Let's go have some lunch now.
Yeah.
You know.
And they're always like, haha, Zoe, you're so cute.
You snot when you cry.
You just leak everywhere when you cry. Like, we should get your oil changed or something. Like, what the fuck?
God.
I really also hated Grandma in this chapter as well because
oh my God.
Like when Grandma was trying to work out what the fuck actually happened and everything.
Yeah.
Like she's just all like, Zoe, you did a bad thing, but you're a good person, okay? Everyone's gonna forgive you and like this and that. I'm thinking this is where Zoe gets it from. She just killed two. Like at this stage, they all think that Zoe killed these two guys.
Yeah.
And she's just like I will understand, you know, like I will love you no matter what. But like if my kid accidentally killed two people, I wouldn't be like, but everything's okay. You're still a good person. This and that. I'm just like, no. I'd be like, no. Look, I still love you, but you fucked up real bad.
Yeah, like you did this to yourself.
Like,
you know?
Like we will somehow get through it in a way, because I'm your mother and I do love you.
And I signed up for loving you for your whole life, and I will do it.
But also,
you fucked up.
I'm gonna have to go have a think about how the fuck we're gonna get through it together. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, and like we'll say like just say it happened while the kid was on drugs or something like that. Yeah. You know?
Which is equatable to like the seer stone.
Yeah. Grandma's just like, but it wasn't you, it was the stone. And that'd be like saying to someone that killed someone while they were like on PCP. It wasn't you, it was the PCP. No, it was you.
You're just on PCP.
Yes.
But and also like Grandma in this whole thing is
she's just there.
Well, but also like whenever she's there, people have like adopted this patronizing weirdo with like whose personality is lavender as like their grandmother too. They're like, oh, thank you, Grandma Redbird. I worship the ground you walk on. And it's weird because like they don't, as we've talked about, like, don't please don't die.
Yeah, no. I was swallowing when I started to laugh, so it didn't go into my lungs. It went up into my sinuses.
Oh, no.
Coke in the nose.
But
Coke in the nose, man.
So what they wind up doing is like, because of how long it's been, it's weird because like I could buy that people would like adopt somebody else's grandmother as like a grandmother like figure in their lives.
Like start calling her grandma makes sense.
Yeah.
Like Stevie Ray, like people she's known for longer.
But like Eric?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Eric, like they haven't.
I'm also pretty sure, like, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if it actually happened, but I wouldn't be surprised if Detective Marks was like, oh, you must be Sylvia Redbird. No, call me Grandma. Okay, Grandma. No.
Detective Marks would be like, what the fuck?
Like, oh no,
Adopt a
call
grandma.
me grandmother. You are 2 years older than me. No.
Yeah, right.
Like,
You're not fooling anyone with that voice, lady.
yeah,
No.
like,
You're
oh,
55.
yes, call me grandmother. Bitch, you still get your hair done at the salon, okay? You don't have any gray hairs. What the hell? Like, you run a whole ass lavender farm.
On your own, lady.
What if, like, we're imagining a massive field of lavender? It's like a 20-foot by 10-foot plot of just...
Give me one moment. There's a weird
has
noise
bluffs.
happening in my room.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay. Did
But
you
what
say
if
a
it's
bird noise or a burn noise?
a weird noise, I think.
Oh, I thought you said burn noise. I'm like, no, that can't be right. Must have been bird. But that also didn't.
Maggie, I don't condone this.
Don't you mean grandma? He wants you to call him grandma.
No. I'm not calling anybody grandma. It's not okay. Like, it's just...
That would be like like when I went to pick my kids up from daycare and another kid came up and they're like, hi, hello, so-and-so's mother. And I'd be like, no, seriously, call me mom. Call me mommy.
I am your mother now.
Like, I've just... Here's the thing. Addie has known my parents for, like, over 10 years. And I've known her parents for over 10 years. And we call each other's parents, like, fake mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, we don't straight up call each other's parents mom and dad.
Yeah.
Oh, when we were teenagers, Amy and I, like, we would call each other's parents mum and dad, but now that we're adults, we actually feel, but that's also because, like, you know, when you're a teenager, you don't want to call your parents by their first name, but we're close. So Mr. and Mrs. Blah felt too formal as well. So we just went mum and dad.
Yeah,
but
like,
now that we're adults, it's first names.
Because we actually did that, like, the same way as teenagers too, I think. Especially like in public, because it was just easier.
Yeah. Because it's much easier to, like, get someone's attention to be like, mom, because now the mothers, like, whenever someone says mom in public, everyone who's a mother is like,
what?
Everyone who's a mom is like,
who needs a mother?
Spawn. Like, so it's just easier. And then also, like, if you're close enough, like, it was just easier and, like, it worked. And both of, like, our parents.
But it's also like, we knew each other's parents for a really long time. It's not like, oh, hi, my name is Sylvia, call me grandma.
It wasn't like the first day, like, you know.
You have to get close. You have to form a bond before you start calling him a pet name.
But then also, like, you and I, like, you and the friend get close first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, that's the other thing. Is, like, Zoe hasn't known any of these people for very long. And, like,
it's been like, what, 4 months is the whole series?
Boarding school does account for that a lot. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, Sylvia Redbird has been in the hospital for, like, most of this.
Yeah, and also Sylvia didn't go visit that much during the 2 months that we don't see on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even since then, she hasn't been in every book. And half the books she's been in since that point as well is, like, just on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, they've met Sylvia, like, what, at most 5 times.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those have been intense times, sure.
Yeah.
But they've met her about 5 times. But it's like when Zoe was on the phone before Kelowna, you know, arose, and they had a raven mocker in the background, and poor little Jack was in tears. Oh no, not your poor sweet grandma. It's like,
rest in peace, Jack.
And it's just like, shut up, Jack. You've never met the woman.
Yeah, like,
you're upset.
I know, right?
You're upset that a ghost croaked at her. You're crying because a ghost croaked at a woman that you've never met.
Jack was a very special boy, okay?
Jack was a special boy.
Jack was a 3-year-old.
Jack was
a
a
16-year-old's body.
special boy.
Yes. Anyway,
we're using the colloquial special, aren't we?
Jack was a special boy. I didn't say. Look, I didn't say anything. I'm just saying it.
Okay, I mean, so at the end of chapter 2, I think Detective Mark shows up and is like, "Yo, Nefret's doing shit. We gotta go."
And
everyone out.
Do they let Zoe out of jail at this point?
No,
not yet.
No, we have to go to Nefret's perspective for 2 chapters first.
Oh yeah.
On the plus side, though, I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check my notes because I also wrote down the supplicant count per chapter.
Okay.
It gets less and less as the book goes on.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty sure this is like one of the only Neferet chapters. Oh no, sorry, I lied. This is the one where she says it the most. 13 times this chapter with 1 supplication as well.
That is so many times.
14 times in 1 chapter, she says supplicant, supplicants, or supplication.
Yeah, and Nefret's just kind of going crazy. She's taking the Mayo and like making it her temple and brainwashing everyone. Essentially all that's happening for all of Nefret's shit.
Yep.
Ugh.
And she says, "Children, come to me."
Yes, she come to me's her children.
Yes, she does.
Yep, come to me's her children.
And then chapter 4 is much of the same. She like hired a publicist named Lynette. I don't really know what's happening.
That's right as well. And she's also renaming people who don't have names like Gladys.
Yeah.
Like, didn't she rename someone literally to Gladys?
Yeah, so she essentially like during like Nefret's chapter, she's like obsessed with 1920s or like old-timey culture. Not old-timey, that's not really old-timey, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A century ago culture at this point now. And so she's renaming people weird things and then making people dress up like 1920s people, and like people are dancing for her. It's all very weird, guys.
It's bad fan fiction.
It's really bad fan fiction. Meanwhile, she's throwing body parts off the building.
You get a body part, and you get it's weird.
It's very weird. We could summarize Nefret's parts for you, but it's just really dumb.
Yeah.
It's very, very dumb.
And again, it's nothing that you wouldn't know. Like, you don't
if you just
anything.
wait until chapter 6 when it's Detective Marks' perspective.
Yeah, so ultimately all of the staff at the Mayo and the restaurant there, they get darkness things possessing them.
And up their nose, and then
it's gross.
And and she's making them do her bidding, and she's holding everyone fucking
and it's
hostage.
about 100 people right now, I think.
I actually just saw that there's 72 guests and 50 residents plus the staff.
So it's about 200 people thereabouts. Upwards of.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it would be about 200.
Yeah. So Nefret.
That's it, though. All of the stuff fit into her
penthouse. Yes.
So it would actually be, there's 122 people that aren't staff.
Mm-hmm.
And then from the sounds of it, maybe about 20 staff. So about
140 people. And then, so the cops like try to arrest her, and they start shooting at her, and she like redirects the bullets to kill the Capitan.
No, the pedophile cop.
Oh, the pedophile cop.
Obviously, because there had to be a pedophile cop in there.
Oh, duh.
And then she gets one of the possessed people to slit their own throat or something.
Yes. Yeah, in front of the cops and everything.
Yeah. And then Detective Marks gets the fuck out of there and goes to
Time to release Zoe, I guess, is what I wrote down.
Yeah.
Hi, Pat. How's it going? It's good to see you too. Sorry.
Hey. Sorry, I was just reading what he wrote. Yeah, and so they're just like, so Zoe, did you? Oh, because Nefret had confessed to, or gloated about killing everyone in the church and the two people in the park as well.
The 2 people.
So then he's like, did you actually kill them? And she's like, they're alive when I left, but I assumed I killed them.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, you've been cleared of all. This is actually one sentence that pissed me off as well. He's like, you've been cleared of all charges. It's like, no, she hasn't been cleared. You are dropping the charges.
Yeah.
And I know that's a nitpicky
time
thing.
To file the paperwork in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, she likely hasn't even actually had any official charges laid against her yet. She's just been arrested.
It's like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because a cop can't drop charges. The DA's office has to drop the charges.
Yeah.
Because they lay the charges.
He's just like, oh, all right, bye.
And I know that's nitpicky, but a cop would never say you've been cleared of all charges instead of we're letting you go. You're not being charged.
Yeah, like somebody else confessed to the murder, so you're just not being charged. Bye. Because also it takes a while for you to officially be charged.
It's paperwork, man.
It's so much paperwork.
There is. They clearly don't know shit because there is a difference between being arrested and being charged.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the other thing, too, is like a cop would more be like, oh, good for you. You're not being charged. They'd be like, oh, thank fuck for me. I don't have to do the paperwork.
Yeah.
They would like heel click on the way out. Because murder charge paperwork is so much paperwork. For like not that like the cops file the charges, but like they have to fill out paperwork about like the arrest and stuff and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then they have to fill out extra paperwork like to help the DA charge you.
I mean, that said though as well, Zoe should still be charged with assault.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At the very least, but there's no mention of so you only almost killed them, so attempted murder then.
But they can't the 2 guys can't file complaint.
Yeah, but with stuff like that, they don't need to be alive for them to do it.
Oh yeah, but you know,
the cops can file that shit on their behalf. I know, and I also let's just say that this actually happened. Pretty sure if it's like, hey, no, this crazy bitch actually killed them, and you're the only one that can stop her. Pretty sure they wouldn't be laying charges anyway.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, because detectives like, all right, it's time to get the circle. Let's go.
Yeah, and also, even if after this all went down, they decided to charge her with, whatever they could, she's not getting found guilty because she just saved the fucking world. So
no jury would find her guilty. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No judge would find her guilty. Judges would just be like, oh, well, you saved the world. Yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want right now, kid. What do you want?
Yeah.
She wants to be a cat and love you and annoy you at the most inconvenient times.
I know.
Okay?
Look at this. She's just clawing me, dog.
Yep. So Detective Marks' pretty much entire chapter is Zoe, you're free. You didn't kill them, and let's go to the House of Night. That's his entire chapter.
Yes.
And it was way too long a chapter for just that to happen.
Yeah. I will say that there was a lot more action in this book than most other books.
Yes.
Well, that was like the thing that kind of didn't suck about this book was like at least something happened.
There was stuff happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, at a decent amount of time. It wasn't like last book where literally nothing.
It's one of the few books where it's actually something happening almost the whole book.
Yeah.
So
I was happy about that.
Given how many times we've like come to book club going, and then nothing happened the entire book.
And there wasn't a lot of tangents this book.
That's true too.
There wasn't a lot of tangents, which is nice.
It was.
We actually got story this book.
Yes, we did.
No good story, but story.
But it's story. So they call Lenobia a priestess, and that really irritates me because I don't know what constitutes someone being a priestess.
When the fuck did she become a priestess?
They have forgotten. What?
I said, when the fuck did Lenobia become a priestess?
That's the thing, is like nobody's I don't know. I don't know.
Stevie Ray is the only one that should be a high priestess or a priestess in general, because she's the first red vampire.
Yep, and I think it's fair to call, like, when people call Zoe one, because she, let's be honest, it's given that she's going to be one when she...
Yeah, exactly. You know. Like, it just makes sense to call her one.
Yeah, and given that, like, Nefret was gone and they didn't have, like, an adequate replacement for a high priestess at that house of night. Before Thanatos.
Oh, yeah.
Or when, like, Nefret was going crazy, so people were like, so we're not going to acknowledge Nefret and we're just going to go with, like, the closest thing we have, which is this bitch-ass motherfucker.
Which is this person who's obviously been blessed by Nyx.
Right. Like, that's fair. You know, like,
but they could have told us when it happened, though.
No, I mean, like, Zoe.
Oh, Zoe, yeah.
Not Lenobia.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't understand Lenobia at all.
Yeah, I don't get it. She can communicate with horses, which, like, you know, cool. But from what I understood, to become a high priestess, there's actually like a training program.
Yeah,
like you have to go through shit.
And Lenobia's never been referred to as a priestess before now, so she hasn't done it. She's not a priestess.
There's no way it happened during all the shit that's been going down.
But that said, though, we're also talking about the series who is making, like, adult vampires still go to class because they're red.
Yeah. Except for Stark. Stark was the only one who didn't have to.
I don't know why Stevie Ray was in freaking class. I don't get it.
I don't either.
We get a nice little Aphrodite Zoe apology and reunion where they say they love each other and they hug.
Oh yeah. Zoe finally says, "You're my friend."
Yeah, and we get that's the closest we'll get to her acknowledging that she's her best friend. But you know, I'll take it. She apologizes to her, like she apologizes to Shaylin too. And Aphrodite is all of us when she says, "If I start rhyming, I'm gonna hurl myself off a tall building."
Yes. Team Aphrodite.
Yeah, hey guys, if I or Addie ever start rhyming
we put
in one of our books,
like I was like, if we put spells in our books like that,
yeah,
yeet them off a cliff.
No. Something's wrong. Something has gone horribly wrong.
I mean, if it's accidental rhyming, that's fine.
I mean, like, if it's like this, if it's on purpose, clearly on purpose rhyming, we are being
different.
We're being held at gunpoint.
Yes, we are.
Come save us. I'm just letting you know right now.
That is their code word.
That that's my safe word. If I'm ever being held at gunpoint and I'm being held hostage, I will publish a book with a spell like that. So be on the lookout. That's how you know.
Oh no.
Oh my god, there was some ridiculous. I mean, this wasn't the worst rhyming book, but there was still some pretty bad rhymes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, there was. Oh, then our favorite neighborhood immortal walks up. Well, he's not immortal, but you know what I mean. Or he just he walks in and he's like, if we're pulling out the big guns, we got to pull out these guns. And I'm like, pulling the dance out there. He's essentially going to reveal himself to humans. That's what that means.
And they were like, you can't, though. And Kelowna was all of us when he was like, motherfucker, why the fuck? Like, really?
Do you just see what's happening out there? I need to be there.
He's like, she's fucking, and you're worried that the humans might be a little scared. Like, shut up. And we were all like, yeah. Like, and they were like, maybe he has a point. And I was like, he has so many points right now.
Oh, and
he's got all of the points.
Kelowna is giant, too. Because, I've always thought...
like 8 foot or something?
Yeah, I thought he was always super tall, but, the way they described him previously didn't make him seem super tall. But now, Detective Marks is like, this guy's fucking huge. What the hell?
Yeah, I was like, okay, good. Because, you and I were talking about that. Yeah, my brain has him as like fucking massive.
Yeah, I have an actual character in mind from World of Warcraft that is what Kelowna looks like, and I sent it to USDA.
Yeah,
I was like, this is him. It's like it's Kelowna. Like he's giant. He's at least 2 feet taller than everyone else in the game. Like it's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do enjoy Kelowna scenes more than non-Kelowna scenes.
Same. I just love Kelowna. Like
But I don't think we're supposed to enjoy his scenes that much.
I know.
I think
like he's my favorite.
Thing. We're not supposed to be Aphrodite is my spirit animal, and Kelowna is also not supposed to be our
well, then they
spirit
shouldn't
animal.
make them the best characters.
Yeah,
I know.
That's not our fault.
I will say though, first Kelowna wasn't best Kelowna. Like
No,
when he first
Kelowna-
comes in.
Oh yeah.
When he joins their side is when I'm like, we stand.
Yeah.
And he becomes sassy bitch Kelowna. That's my favorite. That's him.
Yeah.
And then this is when it gets Nefrit. We're back with like Lynette, the little secretary bitch, and she's like, is she throwing Nefrit a party with her and her minions? People are dancing for her?
Yes, they fucking waltz for her.
Yeah. And then I say pieces of people.
And they have a
the
string
balcony.
quartet.
Yes. They have like a whole ass
It's bad fan
what
fiction,
the
yeah.
fuck?
It's bad fan fiction.
And then Nefrit knows our crew is here.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, what Lynette is doing, like, you know, the kind of character that she's supposed to be. She's very adaptable, like she's an event planner for really rich people, so she has to be able to adapt to tantrums and shit really quickly. And I get that, and like I don't have an issue with Lynette doing what she's doing, how she's doing it type thing. I have an issue with how it's all written.
Yeah, and I have an issue that we're in her fucking perspective.
Yes.
Like, I don't care about her. I don't like her. I hate her even more the more that I'm around her. You know, like.
Oh, it's.
Yeah.
Like, this is something that made it seem like is when I thought fan fiction, like when they talk about the best man. And Nefrit's like, really? Best man? Perhaps I will indeed put that title to the test to see if Campton is indeed the best man here.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Like,
it's
all super dumb.
It sounds, honestly, half of this, it's written very similarly to, not necessarily in content, because there's no, like, weird pulling out tampon sex like there is in 50 Shades of Grey, but the writing style is very 50 Shades of Grey-ish.
Yeah.
We're never doing those books. I can't.
I've never read them.
Say that now. We're not doing them. Because, okay, you know how like supplicant was mentioned 62 times in this book? In 50 Shades of Grey, in her head, there is a cheerleader. Sorry, her inner goddess.
Their inner goddess, yes.
And her subconscious.
Yes.
And one of them, the inner goddess, is a whore who likes to do cheerleader dances. Like, like my inner goddess grabbed her pom poms and started doing a cheer, or my subconscious I could feel my subconscious looking at me with her stern librarian face type thing. And those are each of them are mentioned around 60 times per book as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't do it again. I rage quit a chapter into book 2.
Book Club with Bay After Dark edition. I've read them all.
I rage quit, only a couple.
What I've heard too is like about 50 Shades of Grey is that you can tell that she is a middle-aged British woman.
And you can tell that it started out as fan fiction for Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's really funny, like in the first book, like because like a lot of the scenes are mirrors in some way, obviously to Twilight, because she's kind of just rewriting Twilight with a different premise. But you know how in Twilight, how Bella, like Edward saves Bella from the van that's skidding across the ice.
Yeah,
you know, and you read that, and you're like, that's not retarded, you know?
Yeah, because he's a vampire.
In 50 Shades of Grey, do you want to know what he rescues her from? A bicycle.
Yep.
She almost gets hit by a bicycle.
Yep. Anyways. 50 Shades of Grey, ladies and gentlemen.
So we're not doing it because I can't read that tampon scene again.
Yeah, honestly, that was.
He pulls out her tampon to have sex with her.
Okay, stop. Just stop.
Anyways, so we're rolling up. The crew is rolling up at the Mayo, and Kelowna is apparently wearing a trench coat to cover his wings.
Did we? Wait, what? Did they do the? Wait, what actually happened again? Didn't they kill someone or something first?
Nope, not yet. They're throwing body parts off the building, but that's it.
Yeah, to make the shield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nephros made a shield with 60
darkness
parts.
Yeah, and darkness is like around the building, like swirling up the building. Like it's
and body parts.
And body parts are just being chucked, and they roll up. And Marx is like, watch out, there's some body parts on the ground. I think we got them all, but there might be some guts over there somewhere.
Yeah, so we've lost 61 people. So if we're counting about 140, we're down to 80. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, this is good. We need to keep track of this because I'm pretty sure later in the book they say that she has 200 people in there.
There's no way there are 200
that's
people.
False. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely false.
There's no way she fit over 100 people into her penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked up what the Mayo's like top rooms look like. They're not big enough.
Yeah.
They're just not.
But Kelowna is wearing a trench coat apparently to cover his wings, guys.
Which was the dumbest thing.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because they're always like, why doesn't he wear a shirt?
Wait, sorry. I just realized as well, there might have been people in the restaurant.
Guests in the restaurant, yes.
So that increases the numbers.
Yeah.
But I don't think by 100, though.
By max of like 40 or 50, probably.
Yeah.
Because hotel restaurants don't have most don't have giant capacities.
No,
so
they're
like
pretty
40
small.
50 people. Just look it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Then freaking Damien's new boy toy shows up and is like videotaping shit. And Detective and like Stark and Detective Marks are trying to get the press out of there because like it's not safe. And Kelowna's just like, why are they here? And him and Mark start a bromance because Mark's just like, dude, do you think I can control this shit?
But the reason that they couldn't clear them out further back was ridiculous. It's like, oh no, it's like this is America and we have a free press, so I can't kick him out of here. It's like, well, actually, yes, you can.
Yes, you can. If
there's safety concerns, yes, you can.
Yeah, because it's not about the press. It's about like you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's a reason why perimeters are made. The perimeter is you are safe beyond the perimeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They form the perimeter is still in the danger zone, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. So trench coat would just be a large or long t-shirt, but his wings would not be covered by a stupid trench coat.
They go down to his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The feathers graze the ground.
Yeah. Bless you.
Bless you.
Sorry. Thank you.
But then actually shit started going down because Nefert walks out and like starts attacking Kelowna because Thanatos is like, bless you.
Thank you.
Because Thanatos is like, there's so many people dying, and like she's super like freaked out and upset, so she starts to approach, and Kelowna's like just badass fighting darkness with a lance. And now that I've played Fire Emblem SDA, all I can think of is like Dimitri spinning a lance around.
That's really funny.
Oh,
that amuses me.
Yeah, now that's what I'm imagining is that animation of Dimitri fighting things. And I wrote down, and Kelowna, as he should be, is a winged badass.
Yep.
And thank you, because that's one thing the audio... There were a few different, like, incorrect pronunciations throughout this book, and winged was one of them. They kept on saying winged.
Yeah, it's winged.
And it's winged. Ed. And she doesn't do it all the time either, which isn't, like, that annoys me even more, because there have been times where she says winged as well. It's the same when there's an athame at some point in the book. She calls it an athame, and then 2 sentences later says athame. You know how to say it, and you're still saying it wrong.
Her voice will haunt my dreams now.
No, you know whose voice haunts my dreams currently? And it's mainly because my mom is, like, has been listening to...
Justine Eyre?
Yes.
I'm sorry, wait.
I walked
Hold on. Justine Eyre. Sorry.
Yeah, I walked into Mom's lounge room, and she's got a laptop in front of her, and I just hear chapter 2, and I'm like, Mom, and she's like, yeah. And I'm like, is that Justine Eyre? And she's like, let me check, and go to the beginning, and Justine Eyre. I'm like, I knew it. And just like multiple times a day now, I just hear her stupid voice. Her voice is literally the worst because everything is vocal fry. At least Caitlin Davies doesn't vocal fry.
No, because like hers is like Tantor Audio presents.
Thanks, I hate it.
Hold on, I'm not done. By Jennifer L. Armentrout, narrated by Justine Eyre.
Thanks, I hate it.
It's exactly like that. The whole time.
I'm about to start crying. I have to keep laughing or I'll cry. I hate it. So be grateful.
We have suffered
you were part of the covenant.
So many hours of Justine Eyre.
Because she does multiple of her series.
I know. Like,
yeah, we have to get Addie to listen to Lux and Covenant so she can experience it.
She doesn't need to listen to Covenant, but since we're gonna finish like the new set of like the Lux books,
she'll have to go back and listen to all of the Lux books.
Well, she reads.
Well, you can read, but you also have to listen.
I have to experience it.
Yes. Yeah, like you need to, because like you can't suffer until you've listened to like Kitten for way too long. We're not gonna make you like. We're not gonna split. You're lucky we're not putting you through Cuddle Bunny, okay? Because
you know what though, when we do end up doing like whatever other Lux there is, as a treat, I will find a clip of Cuddle Bunny just to play the clip. And Agape Moo.
Yeah, Agape Moo.
There's a church about 20 minutes from here, and it's called like it's a Greek Christian church, and it's like called Agape. And every time I don't drive past it often, but every time I do, I'm just like Agape Moo.
It is the worst thing ever. Yeah, like Alex. I'm having like flashbacks. And it's not okay.
It's weird though, because his voice alternated. Like usually he was just like, Alex, you're so great, until he was trying to be sexy, and then it's Agape Moo.
Yeah, and then it's like, Alex.
That's how much we don't want to talk about this book. We'll talk about any other bad book.
How do you think we smell? Sorry.
Well, to be fair, it's about to get a lot more Kelowna based, so it's about to get, at least for me, better. Because my fucking heart. But they retreat. Nephrit retreats. They don't write battle very well, but at least something is happening. You know, that was my point of view. Oh, and they so Damien's new boy toy got a iPhone camera video of like Kelowna battling darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to just satiate him, I guess, Thanatos is like, what if we do an interview with you? Me and Kelowna. And I'm like, this is the stupidest fucking thing that's, I think, ever happened. Like,
yeah. I will say, though, again, like, this is another thing that it was just ridiculous as well. Like, 2 minutes after they're like, oh, we can't move the press back any further because free press, Detective Marks is like, Adam, I'm going to need your phone. He's like, but it's my video. Yeah. And he's like, you can't take my phone. That's illegal. He's like, it's evidence and I'm impounding it. It's like, that's not how this works.
No, not at all.
That is literally not how this works, especially when your argument 2 minutes beforehand was free press, y'all.
Yeah.
And the only reason Adam gets to keep his phone is because, like, literally everyone else got it on footage too.
Yeah. Also, Damien asked Zoe if she thinks that Jack would like new boy toy.
And you and I were like, no, absolutely not.
And Zoe's just like, I'm so glad that Damien's dating seems to be okay with dating someone so soon after Jack died.
Like
it's like
2 weeks ago.
He's been dead 2.5 weeks.
Yep.
I wouldn't be able to date anyone after only
I know
2.5 weeks.
I know that him and Jack were together for all of like a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, they were actually together.
Damien found his body.
Yeah, they were together for about 2 months.
Yeah,
I think about 2 months because there was a month. Like I think Jack came in this. Yeah, there was a month time gap in between the book Jack was introduced in the next one, and then was about a month. After that. And again, boarding school, they were together a lot, and then they spent half that time down in the tunnel, so they were sharing a room, living together, all that crap too. So in real life time frame, probably
not.
Yeah.
Especially because he met Adam a week after Jack died, brutally, by falling on a fucking claymore and his head almost coming off. Like, you would not be ready to date for a long fucking time.
Yes. So, no, Jack is not okay with this.
No, Jack would be like, what the fuck? He'd be crying in a corner like, what the fuck, Damien? Like,
yes. So, then we've got their interview.
Yeah, their interview was just weird. Like, it was just Kelowna being like, I am a god.
And
I am brother of Erebus.
It didn't make any fucking sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. But I don't really. I did still write down we stand Kelowna, and I don't know why. I think it's just because he lives.
Yeah, and so they're just like, yeah. So Nephrit's evil, Kelowna's awesome, as we saw. Team us, guys.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
And then Aphrodite is at the school, and so is Stevie Ray, which confuses me because Stevie Ray's in the circle, so shouldn't she be at the Mayo because they were taking the circle to the Mayo?
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Whatever, guys. Whatever. We don't. Who cares about the circle? Like, who cares who's actually in the circle? And then they see the interview on Nicole's phone.
Yeah, it's up on YouTube.
Yeah, it's up on YouTube. And then Darius is like, oh yeah, Kelowna mentioned something about being Erebus's brother, and then Aphrodite just has a fucking bitch fit out of nowhere.
I think it's supposed to be because she's got the seer stone, but they never actually.
That's clever.
but they never address it, so it just seems like Aphrodite's just
Bitch,
Like
I
she never
remember.
goes, oh, it was the Seer Stone.
Yeah.
But she's got the Seer Stone the rest of the book, like the most of the rest of the book as well, and it just doesn't. No anger again either.
That would make a lot of sense.
That's what I think it was supposed to be, but then it's like they forgot. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And then humans arrive at the House of Night seeking refuge. Which, that makes sense, but the religious leader shit doesn't make sense.
Well, okay. But, like, it's like, okay, so, like, the nuns were there, and then
makes sense.
They're like, oh, look, Lady Rabbi's here. Oh, and so's her husband. But Lady Rabbi's here. Oh, and then Lady Priest is here, and Lady this is here. It's like,
yeah.
Like, I get that you're trying to, like, do this whole, like,
inclusive
if you're
thing.
religious. Yeah, but, like, no, but it seems like the only religious people that are cool with vampires are female.
Yeah.
Which is silly gooses.
I don't think they really thought about the implications of their universe.
No.
When they wrote it.
No.
Like, it's just, I just think the whole thing's stupid. Like, I get that they're trying to be like girl power and stuff, but it's like you can't do girl power without demonizing men.
Way too thick.
Yeah, because other than the female rabbi's husband rabbi, have we ever
male?
Have we had a male religious person not be?
No.
Okay.
Not be evil.
No.
Okay. Just checking.
And then for some reason we're going back to the school. Don't know why, like Zoe and the crew. Because Grandma was with them at the Mayo for some fucking reason. She went with them, but now everyone's going back to the school and they're like, I wrote down, I thought we were gonna kill Nefert. My violence boner is sad now. And then humans are entering the school and like,
and Thanatos grants sanctuary.
Yeah.
Oh, they also seem to not have any sort of idea as to what political correctness is, because like I'm pretty sure like Aphrodite's like they're looking for protection and they're like, Aphrodite, that's not politically correct. It's actually sanctuary.
It's the same fucking thing.
But also it's not like saying it's protection is offensive.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
who like I don't cares. I don't think they're going through government regulation to be like, hi, can we legally take sanctuary here? No. Nefert's fucking murdering people and throwing arms and guts off the side of a building. No shit they want to go somewhere.
Yeah, direct quote. Aphrodite says, they want protection. And then Lenobia says, I believe the correct word for what they want is sanctuary. And then Aphrodite's like, you mean the politically correct word?
It's literally the same.
I don't get it.
Goddamn thing.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
There's more of the political correction shit later, but I'll say that when it happens.
Yeah. And everyone's there, like it's Aphrodite, Stevie Ray, and Zoe, and they're watching Nicole and Shaylin, and Stevie Ray's like, oh my gosh, they're really good friends. And Aphrodite and Zoe are like, they're really good friends. And Stevie Ray's like, yeah, everyone deserves a BFF. And then they're like, no, I'm Stevie Ray. No, that they're not BFFs. They fucking like. And Eric is just like,
I love how Aphrodite was just like, Zoe, you scared Shaylin gay.
Which is an actual joke some people would say to their friends. And Stevie Ray's like, wait, you can do that? And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, and then like there has to be this whole thing of like you can't actually scare someone gay, and it's like fuck. I hate how they over-explain everything.
Yes, exactly. Like let the joke be funny and call it a day.
Yeah,
Because like that was actually such a human exchange for them to have.
Yeah, right. I'd be like, haha, Zoe, you scared her gay, you dumb bitch. And Zoe goes, ha ha ha, you right. Like it was funny. And
yeah, she was like, oh shit.
Yeah, like Zoe was
and
actually
Stevie
like,
Ray was like, oh my god. And then it was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
like, oh, so Aphrodite's like, wow, we have to actually fucking explain this now.
Yeah. And then we've got more Stevie Ray lecturing on the R word, where I'm pretty sure the first saying of the R word in this series was by Stevie Ray.
Yes, I'm pretty sure as well.
Yeah, it was. Pretty sure.
Yeah, but then I guess, did they have to go do a meeting now or something?
Yeah, they're going to see Thanatos, and they run into Shawnee on the way. So Shawnee goes, because Shawnee's like, "Where's our cats? Because someone went to go get the cats, and they're not here." Which I just thought was stupid, but whatever, fine. Yeah. And they go in there, and I don't know actually how to say her fucking name. It's the Scottish Queen, Skia.
Yes, Skia.
Yes, Skia.
Skia. And I said, wow, blast from the past.
Blast from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, right. And they start talking.
Is that how you spell Sioris? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
it's spelled Shaunus. Sorry.
They like, she's like, bitch, grow the fuck up, Zoe, and use the seer stone, you dumb whore, essentially. And Skiako's all beat up because Darkness is like trying to fight her at her world. And she's like, yeah, it's all because of you stupid, you and Nefret. You just can figure this shit out, dude. I can't leave. You gotta do it. I can't do it for you. And then they're like trying to humanize Nefret by talking about her rape. And Skiak again is like, why are we talking about this? Who fucking cares? She's crazy. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I think like the whole like, well, if you'd been through no, because Neferet was a crazy bitch before any of that happened anyway.
Yes.
All she has now is the power to back up her self-serving motives. That's it. But yeah, so effectively what the plan is Zoe needs to learn how to use this seer stone without making it make her crazy.
Yeah.
Because she was using it with ill intent previously, and old magic does not like ill intent, apparently.
Yeah. Just have neutral intent.
Yeah.
And I wrote, so we do remember that Zoe's the eyes and ears of Nyx. It's like we actually reread Marked before we wrote this.
Yeah, there's lots of references to Marked in this book.
Yeah. And then I'm going to say it one last time. The Cherokee are not indigenous to fucking Oklahoma.
Well, they acknowledge the Trail of Tears.
Yes, I was about to say, like, I've actually...
They acknowledge.
I don't write a lot of notes, but I actually have a note saying, okay, so we've established that they actually do know about the Trail of Tears.
Yes.
And yet...
Yeah. Their rationale is that it ended there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess
Kelowna was imprisoned.
Fucking time.
Kelowna was imprisoned in the earth centuries before the Trail of Tears.
Exactly.
Whatever.
They have stupid rationale for it. They should have just made this set in Georgia, and then it would have been fine.
Well, they're not from Georgia.
Yeah, exactly. Then we're gonna take a sleep. And then Thanatos and Shawnee are going to Cleopatra ritual this shit up and do a protection ritual over Tulsa because they don't want anyone of ill intent to come in, aka the military. I don't know, but they're doing it and it's kind of cool when they do it. So, you know, I can't be too mad. And Shawnee's doing it because it's a fire-based spell. And Thanatos is badass. So.
Yeah.
But
there's more missing kitty talk. Like, pages of missing kitty talk.
Yeah, chapter 13 is all there's a cat missing, and then Aurochs adopts Nefret's old cat. That's it.
Yes.
That's chapter 13.
And Skylar becomes less mean.
Bitchy, yeah. And we have the acknowledgement in this chapter of Aurochs being like, yeah, I'm not Heath. You know that, right? Like you like Heath. You don't like me, you like Heath.
Yeah.
Which I really like that.
Yeah. I wrote down, I'm not mad at his existence.
Well,
like for right
yeah,
now.
I like that he says that to her. He's like, you don't give a shit about me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then it's a Kelowna chapter.
Yes, my fave winged immortal. Fake immortal. Not totally immortal, but just slightly immortal.
Almost immortal.
Yep. And this is like him and Mark's like bromance talking about like just shit. And internally, Kelowna's like, I don't know how this happened, but these people here have become my family. And I'm just like,
oh,
Kelowna shit makes me feel things, man.
Yeah.
And I said, wait, speaking of family, where the fuck are his other Ravenmocker sons?
They
Where?
fucked off, I guess.
They're nearby ish. They get mentioned in this book. I don't know what they're doing though.
Yeah, I know they do get mentioned.
They're probably still in the friggin' mountains where he met them a few books ago.
Then I copied and pasted something that I thought was really cute about Kelowna thinking about Shawnee because the sunlight. I don't remember what happens with the sunlight, but he's like, "Oh, I'm proud of her. She's about to change," and I was like. Stop it, Kelowna. You're making me feel things and I don't like it. It's House of Night. I shouldn't be feeling things.
Oh, the sunlight was making her uncomfortable.
Yeah. I was like, either she's resistant or she's super uncomfortable with it. I don't remember. Because she was going to go find her cat. And Marks was like, what is Nix's deal anyways? And Kelowna was like, and Shawnee was like, actually, she wants us to have free will because we have to say this every fucking book. The Nix wants free will.
Yeah.
Well, it's important, don't you see? She wants you to have free will. And like, if we don't say it a million times, you might forget. So you need to know that Nix wants you to have free will.
But they went beyond it this book though, and was like, well, do you have children? And what would happen if you were to do this and that? And why is there a bee flying around? For fuck's sake. And like it was just like that stupid like, yeah, well, what if this happened and then this happened and blah 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 blah, and she's just like, oh yeah, I guess you're right, free will is best. It's like
but at some point, can she fucking help? Like
yeah, but also like they're doing nothing.
But yeah, but also like, okay, he's a cop in Oklahoma. All she'd have to say is free will, yo, and he'd be like, yeah, I get it. Because like guaranteed he votes red.
Yeah.
He's a cop in Oklahoma.
Yeah. And his twin sister is supposed to be a vampire, so he should already know this about Nix.
Yeah.
Because he talks about before how he talked to his sister about Nefret, and then his sister immediately went like, the fuck, why would you say that name to me? And I'm like, how does she even know who Nefret is?
Yeah. And then we go to
fucking Lynette. This is when the weird 1900s clothing, they're gonna sneak Lynette out of the police thing.
Yeah, no, Nefret wants them to do a 1920s Charleston dance.
Yeah.
And they must be properly equipped.
Which I just have to... Which again, like, you're just sitting here asking yourself, why the fuck are we watching this?
Yes.
Like, genuinely, why are we watching this?
Yep, and so I guess because Lynette needed a reason, I don't know.
A reason to have to leave.
I know, but that said, though, we all know that that's not actually why they wrote it. They just thought, oh, well, this will be... They're like, oh, well, this plot point will be convenient for this plot point. It wasn't...
I don't know. Lynette's going to sneak out to get costumes with another few people from Nefret's children. I don't know. Everything Nefret is just fucking dumb. Honestly, it's so bad.
And we're up to the tree bit. It's not the same tree.
It's not.
No, because this is an oak tree as well.
It would have been so clever if it was.
I know. They might have actually intended it to be, but they forgot that
they fucked up.
they had a red fruiting tree, not an acorn tree, aka oak.
Well,
so I don't. Yeah, it's not the same tree, unfortunately.
That is sad.
Yeah.
But oh well. They're heading out to the tree, yes. And then all of the religious figures are there to help.
No, the female ones. The rabbi husband.
Oh, is the male rabbi not there?
No, just the women folk. Because they're the only ones that give a shit about humanity.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Spell time. And then everyone kind of like faints or is like pulled to the ground as the spell is like being fully
done.
Realized, yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah,
then do they wake up beforehand? No. Okay, yeah. So then they pass out and then go back to Nefret, and Lynette's actually about to sneak out now. And she gets out because she's focused on, like, I have to go to the costume shop, get the shit, come back. Mm-hmm. But then when one of her minions and the darkness tendrils go to follow, they can't get through.
Yeah.
Because the spell is in place and it's protecting all of Tulsa from, ill intent.
Yeah.
And Kelowna is like, Lynette, come to me. And she's like, and he rescues Lynette.
Mm-hmm. And Kelowna throws shade at Nefret while he does it. It's very funny.
And that's pretty... Oh, wait, no, because then it goes to Zoe. And Zoe wakes up and they eat corn.
Yeah.
And that's about
it. And then they got to go back to the house at night.
Yep.
Oh, there was one thing in this as well. I could have been... Yes, it was before they go back. Eric rocks up to... protect the Shawnee and Thanatos spell casty thing. And they're like, oh, look, it's a 1968 fastback Mustang, like Eleanor in Gone in 60 Seconds. I'm like, excuse you, she was a 67, and I'm annoyed. Eleanor is a 67 Mustang. I'm sorry.
They also have a thing where Zoe's like, what am I supposed to, because she wants Shawnee to come back with her and Shawnee has to stay there. And she's like, well, what do I have to do if I have to cast a spell? My fire is missing.
Oh my god.
Zoe has an affinity for all 5 elements.
And Spirit willingly goes to Aphrodite.
Yes, like, she can have stand-ins. We know this.
Yeah. And I know that the elements can be touchy with stand-ins, but again, Spirit has gone to Aphrodite many a time.
Aphrodite's like a vessel for the elements, and like it seems like the elements are okay with that.
Yeah. But and then they're talking about Lynette for a bit.
Yeah, Aphrodite doesn't like her, which okay, is what I wrote. Like I don't either.
Yeah. And so everyone gets caught up pretty much, and they go to the professor's dining hall, and half the conversation is about just the fact that they're there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it switches to Kelowna.
Yeah. And Lynette is Stockholm syndromed.
Yay.
Yeah, but that's the thing as well, like the Stockholm syndrome thing, they're just like, oh, well, like, what does it take to have Stockholm syndrome? And they're like, okay, well, these 3 elements need to be present. It's like, yes, but there also needs to be 1/4 element. And what is that? A devotion to their captor.
Yep.
But they're like, oh, no, because she was scared to die, effectively, she must have Stockholm syndrome.
Also, doesn't Stockholm syndrome take a little bit longer than, 2 hours to develop? Or can it develop that fast? Because I Googled it, and the original, Stockholm, the original thing took, 6 days? A few days?
Yeah.
Can it really develop in 2 hours?
The other thing is that among real psychologists, they haven't actually agreed about whether or not Stockholm syndrome is even... They're like, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, the thing is with it is, I think, there have been credible accounts of people having what would be considered Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
But the thing with it is it's not consistent. Not everyone gets it. And then also if someone is acting like they have it, that could also just be a way of them getting out of whatever they did while under this other person's influence type thing.
Yeah, because like the problem is that people react to traumatic situations so differently. And there aren't enough people who have been in exactly the same traumatic situations for us to have comprehensive studies of said traumatic situations.
Yes, and it's one of those things that's unethical to...
We can't experiment. So we don't know, is more or less.
It's pretty much the same as, I guess, any sort of like fetal alcohol syndrome and drug baby studies. It's based off of existing data, not they can't actually have a control group.
Yeah.
And a controlled study. It's just, this is the info we have. Let's try and work with what we've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think she actually does have Stockholm syndrome. I think she just has a sense of self-preservation, and she does what she thinks will lead to her survival.
Yeah. Then Kelowna goes up to the top of Nyx's temple to heal, and Erebus is there because he's not healing like he's supposed to because he's not immortal. And I thought he's not totally immortal anymore. And I thought that was public knowledge, but apparently it's not. Apparently, like, most people don't know that he's not fully immortal anymore because Stark has some of his immortality.
Yeah.
I thought that was public knowledge, but it's not.
I don't even think Zoe's put it together.
Yeah, and like she was fucking there.
Yeah, neither of them have. They know that Kelowna gave Stark a sliver of his immortality, but they just haven't put it together.
We know Raphaim knows for sure.
Yeah.
Because he told him.
Yeah, Raphaim's how he knew that he wasn't enslaved.
I just assumed that everyone, already knew this. But, whatever. So Erebus and Kelowna banter.
Yeah. They have a bit of a bro talk. Kelowna actually says something nice.
Yes, he does. He compliments him.
And then he's just like, and then when Erebus leaves, he's just like, how are we related?
Yeah, and Erebus is also like, oh, well, he's changed. Like, he wants his brother to be good and like stuff like that. So it's like confirmed there. And again, we said this last stream, but there isn't like a cut and dry recap of the novella in this novel. Which I think is just an accomplishment all in itself.
Yeah, there's just a couple of references here and there.
Yeah, like
that's it.
That's so nice. It's so very nice.
They learned one thing this book, not to recap everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, well, it's because they didn't write Kelowna's Fall. That's why. They can't reference something that they don't know.
They don't know what happened in it, so.
Okay, now it's a Shawnee chapter.
Yeah, it's Shawnee and Eric's budding romance is being set up, essentially.
Yep. And apparently being a douche without meaning to is a talent that he should be proud of, because at least it's a talent.
I wish I had an explanation for why they treat Eric the way that they do, but he's evil, and it's because he wants to leave. He's evil because he just like, I don't want to deal with this bullshit. This isn't my shit. This is y'all shit. I don't want to be here. But now he's like, I don't even know if I want to go to Hollywood anymore. And I'm just like,
yeah. And we establish in this chapter as well that every time somebody tries to pass through the barrier, like created by the spell that can't actually pass through it, it drains Shawnee's energy, and then he holds her and lends her his emotional support through it.
Yeah. Yeah, he helps her through.
And Shawnee has a bit of a wetty for him.
Yep, she does.
Then back to Lynette.
Oh, yeah, Lynette's asking a lot of questions, and then she sleeps. That's what I have written down.
And they're like, why does she
and
want to know shit?
Yeah. And then she overhears Zoe Aphrodite and Stevie Ray saying like, oh, well, at least we're not number one on Neferet's to kill list anymore. This bitch is there, so yay us. And that's pretty much that chapter.
We get a little recap of Nefret and Kelowna's storyline. And then I say, I think she's going to do some more killing. Then it's Aphrodite.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm going to start to get sad.
What's up?
Aphrodite has a vision.
Oh, yeah, of Kelowna
getting
doing
shot.
a doodle.
Yeah, because that's right. Because Neferet realizes that Kelowna's not fully a model anymore. Yeah.
And Nyx like tells Aphrodite to tell him that it's his choice what he wants to do, and
and Kelowna's reasoning through this whole scene thing was just ridiculous. He was like, well, clearly her vision is crap because I'm alive.
Yeah, because he's like, well, you saved other people before by telling them, and he's just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna fucking die. Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna do that. I got shit to do. I got a son. I got shit to do down here, like he's like, no, I'm not gonna die. Like, it's my choice. I won't die.
Yeah. And that's pretty much that entire chapter.
Oh, this is when Nefret says that there's apparently more than 200 people there under her control. It's chapter 20.
There must have been a lot of people in that restaurant then.
Yeah, right? She's got 12 people, and she starts throwing them off the building one by one.
Yes, because they're good peeps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll pass through the barrier. Oh, there's one thing that I'm really confused about because she asked that one of her minions get her a postcard, and she wrote 4 words on it.
Yeah.
And put it in the first victim's pocket. And I checked. That's what I was checking before. We never find out what was written on it.
Wait, what?
Neferet, before, like, when everyone had been gathered up, like the 12 people had been gathered up to her room, she asked Judson for a postcard, and she wrote 4 words on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she put it in the chick's pocket, the first chick that gets thrown off.
Right.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Okay, now I see what it says. She wrote on it 1 every 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She's going to throw one person off every 5 minutes.
Okay.
Then Kelowna, father-son bonding. I don't remember exactly what happened there, but I know that they like had a little talk.
Just I love you. You're the best thing in my life. Look after your brothers.
Yeah. It's just sad.
I did a big sad. I think I shed like 2 tears. I was like, holy shit.
Oh God, the cast made you cry.
The cast made me cry because I love Kelowna. I really do. He's so good. I wrote, he is shot through the heart and Nefret is to blame. Honey, you give love a bad name. Because Kelowna goes to save one of the humans and just gets shot. A whole
Nefret shoots him
all in his chest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kelowna's last call. Yep. This is it. And falls to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they get him and they put him in an ambulance and take him to Thanatos.
Yeah.
And then while he's on the way, it goes to Neferet again.
Yeah, and the bull is talking to her, and he's like, I want you to be my consort. And she's like, bitch, I'm a goddess. What the fuck do you mean? So she says no.
She was like, let me think about it.
Yeah, and then Zoe. Then we go back to Thanatos, and Zoe acknowledges that she can actually, represent fire in a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelowna's there in the middle of the
And
circle.
yep, and then he deads.
And Raphaim is very upset. Is what I.
Yeah, because and then Kelowna gets to. Then once he dies, Thanatos sends his soul up to fucking
and
realm land.
And I literally wrote down, wait, did Kelowna actually die? Wait, I don't fuck. He didn't break his oath. He didn't. Nyx, I swear to fuck if you, and then I wrote gibberish. Zoe forgives him. It's all very, just a lot.
So this is, what made me so mad. Because, they're acting like Kelowna did something wrong.
Yeah, that's also
when true. The whole thing happened because
he did stuff wrong after he fell. I will say that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the whole
raping
falling business with that, but the whole falling business wasn't his fucking fault.
Yeah, but no one knows that. So that's
no, but Nyx knows that.
Yes,
and
Nyx.
She's still and Erebus and Nyx are Nyx. We knew you'd find your way back to us, but you don't deserve him.
Yeah,
fuck you guys.
No, they don't deserve.
You sanctimonious motherfuckers.
Yeah, and then so Nyx and Erebus, there's a vision of them because Nyx shows up sometimes and Kelowna's kneeling and Nyx is like, Zoe bird, should I forgive Kelowna? And I'm just like, I'm fine.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
I know, and the afterward in this book, just because there's a scene with Nyx and Kelowna there, and we'll rant about it there, but that pissed me off even more than this bit.
Yeah, honestly, same. Because she does not deserve Kelowna. She does not deserve her. Erebus is just happy for his brother, and Nyx has always loved him, and his wings have turned white. They made out and then disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then that's the end of my favorite fucking character from this book. One of the only ones that gave me sanity.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
everyone's sad.
Yeah.
Everyone's
and everyone else pretty much goes back to school.
Except to do his pyre.
Except for Shawnee, Eric, and Thanatos.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, they're doing it in the day, which is weird.
Well, because they don't really have time to wait till the next night.
Yeah. I know, but then his own son can't properly mourn.
Well, he do. He's just a bird.
I know.
He just bird.
But yeah, so pyre prep.
Lynette time.
Yeah, Lynette Stockholm. She escapes. Nefret kisses her, and then
Lynette sees that Kelowna is dead, and she's like, "Oh well." So obviously she freaks the fuck out because she was told this guy's an immortal, and now he's dead. Nefret killed him, and she overheard them saying that Kelowna and Lynette were 1 and 2 on her to kill this. So she's like, "Fuck! I need to try and fix this.
I need to go back." Yeah. So she goes back. Nefret kisses her, and then, Nefret goes crazy because she's out of wine, and then I say, "IDK." She went full bonkers.
Yeah.
And then the start of chapter 23, I was like, "Are we gonna kill Nefret at some point? We have 3 chapters left."
Yeah. Oh, Lynette also says as well that she heard that Thanatos is struggling to keep the spell going, so Nefret knows how she can get out now.
Yeah. Raphaim as a bird is there. A bunch of ravens are all there around.
All the humans are there.
Everyone's there. It's
all the kids are holding feathers because they pulled them out of Kelowna's wings.
Yeah, it's so fucking cute. And I just wrote, "I'm emo. What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I was very this all hurt me really deep down to my core.
Yeah, and Shawnee spoke at his funeral.
Yeah, and it was So cute.
It's the only time that Zoe's ever been like said something smart. Zoe's like, look, I respect the guy now, but we weren't friends. You were friends with him. You speak.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, because that made sense.
Yeah.
And I also wrote, wow, Zoe not being bitter about Eric being with someone, especially one of her friends. I think that's the most intense character development we've ever seen.
Yeah, because they say that there's like something going on with Eric and Shawnee. Oh, that's right, because Eric and Shawnee went back for the funeral and then they go back to the tree. But but when they started to walk off and realize that something was happening, Aphrodite says, I guess he needed a backup plan because Shaylin turned gay.
Yeah.
And then Zoe's response is, that sentence is so full of stereotypes. And I don't understand what stereotypes are in that sentence.
Yeah.
I don't either. They're still stupid. You know, we can't really.
And then Aphrodite goes on saying, oh, well, I'm glad they're together because she's black and he's white, and that's good.
Yeah.
And then Zoe's like, that's the most politically correct thing I've ever heard you say. My comment that I wrote, my note that I wrote down was, so two people being together purely only because one's black and one's white is politically correct now. Race-based dating is now politically correct.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
According to them.
Okay. Good to know.
Then Shawnee does fire come to me, and I wrote, I accept that. And this, like, I think for, like, dramatics, I think you should be able to say, like, element come to me. But if you're just in the middle of fucking battle, you should say that shit.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But, like, for dramatics, yeah.
Yeah, for dramatics, it makes sense. And then hundreds of ravens are there, and I think that's a very lovely touch.
Yeah, I thought it worked.
Yeah. And then I wrote, fuck off, Kermisha. I was in the middle of standing, and your poetry ruined it.
Can we also just... Kermisha's outfits.
Yes, I know. I know.
A gold bobbed wig.
Yeah.
What?
I'm going to look up what a gold wig looks like.
And then 6-inch knee-high gold stiletto boots.
When does she have time for this? Like, who has time?
Okay. I'm going to screen share my Google search of gold wigs just so we can get a better idea of just how tacky Kermisha is. Window.
Maggie, yes. Agree.
Like, obviously some of these wigs are not actually gold. Can you guys see them?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. But like there's...
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's it. There it is.
Like, because this one's not gold, so I don't know why that came up. I guess that's the closest. That's the closest to non-streamers, I guess, as this has. But I wouldn't even call that gold though. That's more just golden blonde.
Yeah.
The only gold wigs that are actually in this are like this.
Tinsel wigs. That's what she's wearing for the rest of ever to me now.
What, tinsel wigs?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, well, that's how I am. Like, the first thing that popped in my head was, like, tinsel. And I was like, why is she wearing tinsel? That doesn't make any sense.
Because she's tacky.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And then I wrote, oh, yeah, I completely forgot they were supposed to be figuring out the stone. They distracted me. I said, good distraction technique, Cass. Good. Because I was completely distracted with the fact that Kelowna died that I forgot that we were supposed to be doing things.
Yo. Poor Kelowna.
Yeah, rip. He deserved better. He deserves so much better even now.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure Refame is the only one that gave Kelowna what he deserved.
Truth.
And Refame is one of the few people that he didn't deserve it from.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And also, can we also just talk about how, like, after Rafaem's storyline was over, they just completely cast him out to the side? Like, it's just like, oh, who gives a fuck
Yeah, he's
about
barely
Rafaem?
in this
like
book. He's a side note in this book.
he hasn't
Yeah,
been
and it's like, I
in the
loved
books
Rafaem.
since like he became a human.
Yeah.
And that was like, I mean, we've talked about this, but like I don't think we've said this, but like we have talked about the fact that Stevie Ray, while she's in the books, she's nowhere near as important as Aphrodite.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like she was a main character. But like Shawnee doesn't even feel like Zoe's friend.
No.
To me. She feels like
Same.
an afterthought.
Yeah.
But like when they put Shawnee in like the nerd herd, I'm like, but is she? Because she doesn't feel like it. Damien doesn't even feel like Zoe's friend. Damien just feels like someone who's there because he was there back in the day. Which was yesterday.
Yeah.
But back in the day.
Yeah.
Like because it feels like it feels like Zoe's circle of friends as it stands is
sad Kelowna dance.
I know. Is
Rip. Okay, continue.
It feels like Zoe's circle of friends as it stands is Stark, Aphrodite, Darius, Shaylin, sort of, Cramisha, I guess.
Yeah. No, because Cramisha hasn't even Cramisha's been mentioned around much.
She's more involved because she gives poems, so she has to be there.
Yeah.
So she feels like she matters more, like to the story. Tangentially, Stevie Ray, because she's around saying things, but she doesn't matter.
Yeah, like they haven't showed them bonding or having friendships till she was since she was resurrected.
Right, exactly. So like Stevie Ray's just there. And then Thanatos feels like she's sort of Zoe's friend mentor thing.
Yeah.
Lenobia kind of ish.
Since the novella, I can't stand Lenobia.
Yeah, neither can I. But like that's who it feels like those are the people who are closest to Zoe. It doesn't feel like her OG nerd herd matters.
No.
Not at all.
They're there because they have the elements, and that's about it.
I think that they'll matter again in season 2, just from like the synopsis I've read, and from the afterward, the epilogue. But at the same time,
I guess we'll wait and see.
Well, because by the end of it, Eric is more impactful than like Damien or Shawnee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually, just because of having started reading these books in like 7th grade, I found myself like kind of sad a little bit that Damien and Shawnee don't matter by the end of the series.
It's a shame. It is a shame. Because,
it is a shame.
Because they were there at the beginning. It was a real the writing wasn't good, but it was if it had been written well, when they snuck out of school to sneak out after Zoe just to make sure she was okay in the first book.
Yeah.
Like that, those are good friends.
Yeah.
They've known her a day at that point. And they're like, she doesn't know what she's getting into. We need to make sure she's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, that's supposed to be the tight friend group. Like, that Aphrodite's supposed to be like, just to not to compare it to My Little Pony, but to sort of compare it, that Aphrodite's supposed to be more like not Sunset Shimmer, but kind of like Sunset Shimmer. What's the other one in the what is her name?
Oh, Starlight Glimmer.
Yeah, Starlight Glimmer. That Aphrodite is supposed to play like the Starlight Glimmer role, where she's absolutely part of the group by the end of it, but she's not like the main. You know what I mean? And
she's not like the main crew.
Right, she's not part of the main crew, but she is, but she isn't, and like she's not the OG. But by the end of it, our OG is gone. When really losing part of the OG should have brought the rest of them together.
Like when Aaron died.
But also it is a compelling plot line to have them drift apart. But because it's not acknowledged and they act like they're all still as close as they were.
Yeah, and I think if
it loses the impact.
Yeah, and if this series had a longer time frame,
yes,
and there could be a lot more off screen because we're pretty much with them every minute for the last month and a half.
Right.
We're with them the whole time. There's no breaks. So there's no time for them to do friend stuff. Whereas like first, second, and third book, we're a lot more forgiving about not seeing that stuff happen on the page because of the time jumps, but also they were doing more stuff together. But I get they're doing shit in the books, you know, like, and they don't have time to be hanging out, you know, while these plots are happening. But if there were time jumps in between them,
exactly, because this was paced over at least over a year. It should be,
or even if each book took place over the span of 2 weeks instead of 2 days, that would allow a lot more friend time in it.
Well, and also the fact that the time jump between this, where we're ending the epilogue, and the season 2 is only 1 year.
Oh, it's not even a year. We're in February, so it's 10 months.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, exactly. Because she's turning 18.
They're still children. Like, are you kidding me?
Well, and then to sort of like reference the Mercy Thompson series, so many characters are not in every book because the cast is so big. And like that's what happens by the end of this book. And that's okay. It's okay to have a big cast where you just can't get to everybody. Like that's fine. But with the Mercy Thompson books, you never feel like Mercy doesn't know people anymore.
Yeah, well, there's been books where Warren is only in it for maybe a sentence or he just gets mentioned.
Right. But you know that they're still best friends.
Yeah, but you don't doubt for a second that Warren and Mercy is still, like you just said, best friends. Like there's not a single second of doubt of it. But that's because the relationship was A, well established, but B, there's been you get A because of the time jumps, but also like you get though that there's just no time for Warren to be in the scenes in this book.
Right.
Because they're busy.
Yeah.
Warren's busy doing his thing, Mercy's busy doing her thing. They're just busy.
Right. And like for example, Tony hasn't been in the books for I think almost 4 books. Yeah. But like you don't doubt that Tony matters because like I reread Fire Touched recently and Tony gets mentioned because he's a cop and there are cops there, and so like it's worth it to mention him, but like you just don't have time. Like there's so many people in the books that you just don't have time, and so he gets mentioned, but like you don't doubt that Mercy still knows and cares about him.
Yeah, and it helps that there's months in between each book.
Right. So
they could have hung out last week, but that was last week and the book starts this week.
Right.
Whereas each book picks up where the last one left off.
Yeah, so like we know that Zoe hasn't spent any time with Damien or Shawnee in weeks.
Yeah, and it does make sense because there's shit going down, but there could be spaces between the shit going down. You know, it could have taken longer for Nefer to regain her physical form. It could have taken longer for a lot of this to happen. Should it be at least a year should have passed by now.
Or if you weren't going to do that, you could, not that I want you to, you could just have Zoe do things with them.
Yeah.
Yep. Or if you're going to have it be like as it is type thing, just have Zoe lament the fact that they don't have time to be friends anymore.
Yeah. Make it obvious that it's a plot point that you're making them not be friends.
Mm-hmm.
And like even like they have so many useless conversations. They could have a conversation of Zoe being like, "Look, I like where they're like, I miss hanging out with you guys. I miss us just being able to hang out. If we actually manage to do this, like let's go to the movies.
Yeah, like
we need to fucking hang out after this.
Let's go to the mall. Like, you know, just something that makes them feel like people again. But they just. They missed.
They don't. They probably won't.
What's kind of interesting about a lot of bad books, and I think Addie and I have found this when we go over our own manuscripts, is that a lot of the things that we find that are really, really wrong, oddly enough, are one sentence fixes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny how often that happens, where if you just changed one sentence or one scene, it radically changes the book. It radically changes the character development, because it doesn't take a whole lot to just adjust those little things, because it adds so much to the story.
Yep.
Because it's just those little details that make things feel more human. And you don't need a lot. It doesn't take a lot to help people connect with the characters and to help the characters connect with each other. And so many, and look, it wouldn't fix everything, but so many things in these books, if you left them all the same, except for fixing one or two sentences, would radically improve the books.
Well, another thing as well is like we've had this book has a few Shawnee POVs in it.
Yeah.
Erin only died like 4 days ago.
She doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, not even, I don't think.
Like, Shawnee and Erin were best friends for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And she hasn't thought of Erin at all this book.
She wasn't even mentioned in this book, I don't think.
Okay, real quick.
Let's see.
I don't mean to bring this up, but just for the sake of this, I'm going to. There was a period of time where Addie and I weren't friends for reasons that I don't even think we remember why.
Yeah, no, we don't. But we talked about this. We have no idea.
We don't even remember.
It just happens sometimes.
But like, we weren't friends for a good period of time. If you had died, or I'm pretty sure if I had died during that time,
you'd be devastated.
Yeah, there would be trauma.
We would both have been devastated.
Yeah.
Especially because I think we were best friends before that. Yeah. And because we hadn't reconciled anything. So like that would suck.
Yeah.
And then so like you would be traumatized by that alone. Like I don't think either one of us would like ever really, you just don't get over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just don't. And so for 4 days to go by and she doesn't give a shit, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like, because I think anyone who's been best friends for a decent period of time goes through periods of estrangement as well. Because like, Amy and I have had a couple periods where we went months without talking. And yeah, like, and there were fights both times. One time she was mad at me, the other time I was mad at her. And yeah, even the time where I was mad at her, I would have been devastated if she died, and I would have been even more devastated because we were estranged at the time. And, you know.
Well, because it doesn't matter how mad you are. I mean, unless like they do something like kill your kid.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Or, you know, like it has to be something horrendous.
Yeah.
But like normal best friend fights, you know, it doesn't matter how mad you are. If like the person dies, I'm sorry, none of that matters anymore.
No. It matters, but not in the way of that. It matters in the sense of your grief is also coupled with the guilt of not.
Yeah.
And that would take weeks, if not months, to at least find peace with.
Exactly.
If you do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But bare minimum weeks.
Yeah.
If you're really, really good at introspection, maybe 6 weeks. Maybe. But more likely months, if not years. And Shawnee's fine, like 4 days later.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Erin was evil.
Yeah, don't you remember? She fucked Dallas, and therefore she's evil.
Well, because
she had found some sex.
Because the one thing that they do address is that they're like, huh, Shawnee, you're so much interesting now that you don't have Erin with you.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's her development with Erin, is that she's a better person now that Erin's gone.
Yeah.
Like,
which is fucked.
Which is fucked up.
It's rude.
It is.
Honestly, even if we were in a fight, if my best friend died and someone's like, you're a better person without them, I would rage quit.
I'd rage quit. I'd be like, fuck off, dude. We're not friends anymore.
I would too. Like, even if they weren't dead, I'd be like, first of all,
how absolutely dare you?
Yeah, like, how dare you say that about me? Like, I know that I'm best friends. Like, I know that, like, I'm in a fight with this person, but fuck off. Okay. Like, just fuck off. Because no.
Like, and even, like, yeah, like, with Stixie, if I'm mad at him, like, I'll say all sorts of horrible things about him, but then if someone else says something bad about him, I'm like...
Yeah, right. Like, only I can talk shit about my man, all right? No one else can.
And it's the same sort of thing with your best friend as well. You'll have an epic bitch fest over them, but then as soon as they're like, yeah, they are a bitch, you're like,
yeah, right?
You're like, how dare you? Just because
I say this shit doesn't mean you can.
Just because I'm unhappy with this person doesn't mean they're a terrible person, okay?
Yeah.
God damn it.
The only safe bet when someone is having a vent about someone important in their lives is to just along.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like if they're really mad, like if they're venting but they're not like overly mad, maybe you can do some defense. Like, oh well, come on, that's a bit unfair on them type thing.
Yeah.
Depending on your opinion. But if you agree,
it also depends on the situation.
Yeah, it does depend on the situation.
But at worst, just with them. Just not an and oh, that sucks for you. Like, don't. But yeah, no, I don't think they put too much stock in the relationships in this series.
Yeah, and like I said, something that's, you know, I don't know, like maybe it's something that makes other writers feel better, and it should. A lot of times when you notice like a big problem in your books, it should make you feel better that you can take a step back, and you can usually fix so many things with just like one sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
Unless it's like too big to fix with one sentence, but most of the time it's like I changed the sentence.
Well, again, the issue with the relationships in this series, like we were saying before, could have, without changing anything else, could have just been fixed with, I miss hanging out with you guys. Yep. Let's do something after this is done. Yeah. Because we haven't been able to hang out in weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they just acknowledge.
Or changing, or just changing the useless conversations to like them
meaningful conversations,
or them actually doing something, because they do have some downtime, but they use it to do stupid stuff like recap.
Yeah,
or talk about pop culture.
Yeah,
or focusing on Shaylin and Nicole going gay, and it's like,
yeah, like, that could have been
them. However, does anyone care? Is it relevant?
Yeah, or like, while I do look, I don't want less Zoe and Aphrodite scenes, but for the sake of like maintaining the
main crew,
the nerd herd, you could swap or just add scenes if you wanted to.
Yeah.
They love padding that word count. Just pad it more. You know?
Well, that's the thing. Like, okay, like with where we're up to, right? We're up to another Lynette scene.
Yeah, we are.
Right. And literally the whole scene is literally just about Nephra saying, oh, well, we all have to look pretty now, don't we? And that's the scene, but it's like 3 pages. And it's like that's 3 pages that could have been served with characters that
matter. Well, and the other thing is that we've talked about how a lot of the perspectives are useless and they don't do anything other than show us stuff that we're going to know about later and that we could have discovered in a way that was interesting. And then 2, we've talked about how not all padding and fluff is useless. It just isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the shower scene with Zoe, Shawnee, and Aaron. That was fluff. But it was good fluff.
But it matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so not all fluff is bad fluff, because you can use that to your advantage. And then also in books where things get really intense, you need some downtime, not only for your characters, but also like for the readers, because
it gets exhausting reading action for 400 pages straight.
Yeah, like you need to pull back. So there are a lot of uses for it. It's about pacing, and it's about showing the relationships between the characters, especially when you don't have time. And given that these books have so many useless chapters, there is so much room to fix these problems, that the fact that they're there and the fact that a major publishing house put these books out and they read like nobody but the cast.
The fact that this series is becoming a TV show.
Yeah. It's obviously still relevant enough.
I mean, like we said at the beginning of the stream, I'm excited about the TV show, but it's still kind of in disbelief that it's becoming a TV show.
Well, it was funny because both of y'all's first reaction to it was no, 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 no. And I was just sitting here like, yes.
Well, because then we thought about it and we were like, wait a minute.
As soon as you have a minute to think about it, it's like, actually, this could be fun. And now I'm convinced.
Actually, this is going to be the best.
It's going to be so fucking great. It's going to be amazing. And I hope that they make it through all 12 books.
No, not all 12. All 16 plus novellas.
No novellas. No novellas.
The novellas we're going to have with it. No. But the thing is with the novellas, right? They still fit, with the exception of Cologne's one, the other three, they still fit in with the, even if they don't, they're not like, oh, we're going to do the novellas. We're just going to do the books. They're still going to do the novellas.
Real quick, would you guys like to see some of the Goodreads reviews?
Of what?
Redeemed.
Oh, yes. We'll take a nice little break. There's only 2 chapters left. We're already in a break. Let's just...
I'm going to do this.
Check your logic says yes times 5.
Okay. So... I want to know how the story ends before I start to age. Which, like, it took 12 books for this series to end. Repeat after me.
Ridiculous.
I love
confetti. It's a parade.
I know. I love tell him it's over. Yes, Mr. Frodo, it's over now.
It's over. It's not over though. That's what's sad.
I know.
It's ending, y'all. Oh God. You know, like, I think it's nice that some people can enjoy this. I don't get it, but it's nice. Ladies and gentlemen, the House of Night series is finally over, except it's not.
I've been waiting for this for years, literally years.
I thought I'd have grandchildren before this book was finally over. One last torturous read.
And I will finally be freed of Zoe's slutty fest. I love it. It's great.
I'm trying to get Coke sent to me.
I feel like I should receive a Medal of Honor, pat on the back, or at least a gold star for finishing the series.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was young when this train crash started.
Mm-hmm. I remember being in college at Christmas time, walking on the treadmill in my parents' basement, reading the first installment. Who would have thought that 7 years later I'd be inflicting physical pain on myself, trying to see how it all ends?
Ain't that the truth?
I'm sorry. It's great.
Oh God. All right. Let's finish this.
Yeah.
Let's get it done. At the end of chapter 23, Keith Jr. is annoying because he's like, "You'll never love me." Like, and he somehow gets a phone, and I said Stark is the best. I don't know why, but Stark is the best, apparently.
Thank you.
And then we go to Lynette, who, Mara already summarized this weird thing.
It's literally just Nephite saying, everyone must be pretty, and Lynette's like, yes, everyone must be pretty. Please don't end your manic fest right now and kill me. And scene.
Yep. Then we go to Zoe, and the plan is now to trap Nefret like they did Kelowna all those years ago. My cat is just placing her paw on my arm and staring at me intently.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
She's just like...
And she's like, will you pet to me now? Because I was petting her and then I stopped, and now she's just like... Anyways.
That's what her cat does. It's great.
Yes. Yeah, to trap her in the ground. Cassie wants this Kelowna dance? All right.
I'm too hiccupy to Kelowna dance.
That's okay.
Although it might be over now.
There you go, Cass. She doesn't look satisfied. No, Cat is not camera shy. She'll take over the whole camera. Yeah, Cat, it's almost over. She's like, Mom, you can make it through it. You can make it through.
You got this. You got this, Mom.
It's very funny when when Awakened happened and the whole We Stand incident happened. Cassie was just walking around like between me and SDA and just like, it's okay, guys. You can make it. It's almost over. She'd like hug us and be like comforting us. Anyways,
it was great.
So Nefret, like, we go back to Lynette's perspective. Nefret's killing more people. Color me surprised. Then she starts sucking on Lynette, and then she kills Lynette by sucking her.
Yeah. And she's like, Lynette, because you are my favorite, you're the favorite of all the supplicants. I shall not allow my tendrils to feed on you. I shall kill you myself. You shall only empower me. And then she props her up on the throne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Nefret has a throne now.
Yeah, of course.
She props her up on the throne, so then that way anybody who walked in would know that she was eternally Nefret's favorite supplicant.
Yes.
Yes, check. We do indeed acknowledge the comments.
Oh, we do. It makes it all fun. Yeah, and using the power of the white bull, she breaks out of the protective spell at the Mayo.
Yep.
Yep,
here she is.
Yeah, she sends the tendrils into the thing until the spell fails.
Yeah.
Which leads to
Zoe finally growing the fuck up.
Yeah. Thanatos does a dead.
Yeah. I literally went, wait, what the fuck? Did Thanatos just fucking die? What the fuck? I'm actually shocked.
Honestly,
I did not see that coming.
Spent more time on that scene because it was kind of a cool scene.
Yeah, it was.
And I kind of wanted to stay there for longer, but they were just like, oh, she's dead. There's Death. Goodbye. And I was like, wait.
Yeah, so Death died.
Yeah, and then like Death, I guess, like almost, because like in the last book, it was like all the gods and the goddesses were like gone, and then like the goddess of death is just like, all right, Thanatos, let's go.
Yeah.
Or I guess it was, I don't know if it was like the goddess of death, but whatever. It just was heavily implied that that's what, I don't know. So it was weird. Just, it kind of conflicts with the last book or the novella.
Yeah. So Nefret's just going murder crazy, and Zoe, thank God, is acting like an adult, an actual high priestess. She's getting the main characters together, except for a few to stay behind to protect the humans, like Aphrodite. And Aphrodite and her have a goodbye scene. Zoe has a plan where in case everyone fucking dies, they all go to the tunnels. She's like, you take everyone to the tunnels. If we die, you go and you hide there. She can't get you. Yeah, like, et cetera, et cetera. And then a goodbye with Stark. Her death plans with Stark fucking hurt. Because she was like, if one of us dies, we'll find each other in the other world at the tree. And I'm just like, fuck, stop.
Yeah, it's established effectively, if one of them deads, the other one's going to suicide, and they'll meet at the hanging tree in Nyx's grotto.
Yeah. And she's cursing. And I wrote, wait, I never got to see the bromance between Stark and Kelowna. What the fuck? We got like one chapter of them having a bromance. I'm very sad. And Zoe is like cussing up a storm. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
One thing I will say for a minute there I was Team Neferet. Because when they actually do go and Zoe's like, Neferet, I'm sick of your bullshit. And she's like, don't you mean bull poopy, you petulant little child? And Zoe's like, no, I've grown the fuck up now. Bullshit.
Yep.
And I'm tired of your
like,
bullshit. And I was
Zoe.
like, all right, calm down.
I was like, I've never actually liked Zoe until this moment where she actually grew up. Yeah, I guess it does promote teen suicide for couples.
Oh,
but also if she does die, Stark will eventually die anyways.
Yeah.
Because that's the guardian.
One thing we actually missed saying is I think Sioris is dead. The White Bull killed him. It was his blood.
That's right.
Remember, Neferet's like, this is ancient blood. And he's like, yeah, those Scots.
Yeah, that's right. I had that written down.
Yeah, it's not explicitly stated, but it's heavily hinted.
Yeah. So they set up the attack. There's a giant circle, like, waiting to entrap Neferet. Zoe's luring her in with Stark in front of him, and then Aurochs is hiding somewhere else. She's calling all the old magic, all of her elements, and when she communes with old magic, they're like, well, your cost will be the death of your true love. She thinks it means Stark. So she's like thinking, she's like, all right, you know what? This is just how it has to be. Sorry, Stark. I'll see you in the other world. Fuck it. And it's very high action, and I was like, actually like wanting to read this because I hadn't read it before. So I was like, what the fuck is happening? And it actually, I was like, damn, all right, we're doing this.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're doing this.
And they do it, and Neferet gets entrapped in the stone in the grotto.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then her little tendril thingies are, oh, and then Zoe doesn't, like, everyone comes running over and they're like, we did it, yay! And Zoe's just like, Stark is dead.
Yeah.
But then he's not.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank fucking God.
And Zoe's confused, but then, like, Neferet's little evil tendril things start breaking through the wall, and she realizes, no, what they mean is my life, not Stark. Yeah. I must sacrifice myself. And then Oryx is like, fuck, you're stupid.
Yeah. And so Heath Jr. sacrifices himself.
Yeah, because he's made from old magic.
Yeah.
And old magic is what is needed to. Yeah.
And then the two bulls knock heads. Then everything's fine. And then they all changed.
Yep. I don't even know how they realized that Zoe changed, because she's like,
she already has everything.
Yeah, she's like a delicate filigree pattern that now spread down around my cheekbones. I'm thinking, didn't that happen in the first book?
Yeah, she already has.
That happened in the first book.
Maybe it's like right here, and they extended
maybe
to right
it like
here.
didn't go all the way. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, maybe it doesn't go all the way down her cheekbones yet.
Now she just has permanent highlight where your highlight goes. It's just
like
maybe Zoe's true love is herself. Yeah, we all Yeah,
I don't know.
You're not wrong.
And everyone changes, and I said, I mean, honestly, they kind of deserve it.
Yes,
for the shit that they went through, they deserve that shit. And then I said, wait, I feel weird about this ending. Because I was like, it was just suddenly over, and I was like, what the fuck? And this is the end for real this time.
Yep, but then we get the afterward. They lied.
Yeah. Erebus' third wheel, they're going boating, which is a reference.
Yeah. Yeah. But then Nyx is like, wait, what did she actually say though?
Because this is confusing to me.
Yeah,
if it's what we're talking about.
Yeah, the mistake was not yours alone, my warrior, my love. I too was at fault. I was so young, so inexperienced. I allowed a secret to come between us. And he's like, a secret? What do you mean? And she's like, oh, well, you know that conversation you overheard where I said to Erebus, you make me happy? Yeah, we're talking about how he's like, he's a friend. And that's it.
Yeah. He's playmate and friend. Yeah.
And it's like, why is that a secret though? Why did you make it a secret?
I'm going to try to find the thing I'm referencing here, because it sounded like Nyx was Rapham's mom.
Because, I think she meant by our children the vampires.
Yeah, I know.
Revenge.
But I wanted it to be revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was talking about the vampires. But I'm just opening up Marked now to see about the tattoo thing. But yeah, and then in the afterward it goes, and then like after they had that conversation where she's like, Erebus is just a friend, and it always has been, and he's just like, oh, okay. She's like, now let's go watch Zoe, and he's like, and this is one thing about Cologne, like this is one scene with Cologne that I fucking hated what they did to him, because he's just like, I get to see my friends again.
Yeah,
and he's just like this, like, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like,
ruined the love of my.
And I was, I couldn't stand that bit.
So they're gonna go looking on the kids. It's Zoe's perspective. Stark's wearing a kilt. I'm very unhappy. I don't understand why he's wearing a kilt. But whatever. I guess we're wearing kilts again.
Yeah.
Kelowna did the Kelowna. Yeah, Kelowna. Just. And there's a new North American High Council. And I said, how much time has passed? Jesus fuck.
Yeah, they don't actually tell us, do they?
No, they don't. She's the High Priestess. On the High Council is Stevie Ray, Aphrodite, Shawnee, Shaylin, Lenobia, and Damien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's established that they're going to travel across America to visit different House of Knights. Then we have to end the fucking season 1 with my favorite character.
Yeah, but I will say they're like, okay, this is an audiobook thing, not a book thing. But when, like, because Cremesha goes up and, inducts them, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And
they still make her probably sound like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and she, friggin' what? Like, just what she actually says is just so stupid. Like, then say what I say and know that this oath be binding from now until you's dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't.
This is like, instead of a, repeat after me and this is binding until blah. It's then say what I say and know that this be binding until yous be dead.
Yeah, like you can't.
Like there's no reason
proper
for it.
English.
Sorry.
It kind of sounds like they just decided, oh, Cremesha's black, so we're gonna make her talk like Jim from Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, it's dumb. Then,
is that his name?
I have no idea.
There's a thing that goes before it, but yes.
Yeah, I'm not saying the thing that goes before it. Okay?
But I believe so that is his name.
Then Heath Jr. has been haunting her dreams, so they circle up and they send him off into the other world. And I said, I feel weird now because it's over.
Yeah, and then the book ends.
Then we thought it was done. And then a few years later, they're like, haha, good joke.
Yep.
They tricked us. They tricked us indeed.
They did.
Yeah. So in a fortnight, we shall be doing, is it Loved or Lost first?
Loved.
Yeah.
Loved. Which is book 1 in season 2.
Yep.
And I'm actually interested because I'm actually going to be reading books that I've never read before and that I've done my best to avoid any spoilers about.
Yeah, I don't know anything about like spoilers or anything. I haven't read spoilers, so
I just know that Kevin's in it. That's all I know.
I vaguely know some things that happen, but like none of it, any spoiler I've seen doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
So
that is House of Night season 1.
We did it, guys.
And
yay!
Yeah, so that's the thing. And so the exciting news that we have is that in 3 weeks, Blackwoods, The Blades of Redwater will be released. So there are links in the description where you can pre-order on Amazon, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, all those fun places. You can also pre-order signed copies. If you would like a signed copy, pre-order it now. Otherwise, it will probably not get to you by the release date.
Yeah.
So if you want it by the release date, go ahead and pre-order it now. Also, I will probably actually get out videos on this channel and on SDA this month, which is exciting.
Yay!
Yay! Yay that. So, we'll be doing a good book next week, and then we'll be doing House of Night.
Season 2.
Honestly, and the timing actually worked out well because we're doing the last book of Vampire Academy next week, and then we're doing the first book in season 2 of House of Night, and then we're doing the first book of Bloodlines, which is Vampire Academy spinoff. So it's kind of really coincidentally good timing.
It works out really well. So that is that, and we will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.